What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and today we are going to be breaking down and going over our new and revised Kid Goku deck. I kind of put this one on the back burner. I was going to use this for the regional this past weekend, but unfortunately luck was just not on my side, and I felt like every time that I played the deck, it just I got bad draws. So but I will say this deck is still a lot better than what he was when he first launched. He's got a lot of extra support in the Manga Booster set, and he's an all-in-all solid leader all around now. Now, in today's matches, we'll be doing this in the event match because we were trying to go for some alt art cards, and so not as competitive as I would normally put up for these videos. I would normally run these deck profiles and stuff in rank play. But I feel like after messing around with this, this is actually what I'm going to end up using in my actual ranked deck. So it's not really much different than what we already kind of had. Obviously, we got new additions like this new Goku. He bottom decks a 2-cost and then cycles out your hand 2 cards. Then you got the Great Ape here. The Great Ape is like Glorio basically in black. He allows you to play him out for 2 energy instead of 4. And then every time that he gets killed on board, you can get a 3-cost or less back in hands. So that's your Gokus, that's your Jackie Chuns, that's any of your cantrips, that's any of your extras. So it's about maybe 80% of the deck that you could probably get. Yeah, about 80, I'd say. I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. Excuse me, I'm still recovering from the weekend. My voice is very bleh. So, but in terms of like what the deck is doing, it's pretty much the same as it was before. A couple other additions that we added in here is this Chi-Chi. This Chi-Chi basically is a great turn 1 play, allows us to remove an extra to draw 2 cards, basically allowing us to kind of keep the same hand size. Then I added Mai in here. Sometimes it is a little hard to have to remove some stuff on board, considering that the only semblance of removal is a 5-cost or less with Tri-Beam, or you got Sleepy Boy Technique, which is 2 cards up to 5 cost. So it just makes it a bit more flexible. Plus you can utilize Cross-Arm Dive with her, so you can play it down for 1 and then Cross-Arm Dive into a 3-cost, a Jackie Chun or something. So that actually comes in handy. And then we're throwing in the Tien Shinhan here. I'm going with more of an aggressive build. The aggression build is more or less designed to use Cross-Arm Dive as much as possible, get as many swings in as we possibly can, whittle our opponent down to the to double strike range, and then we kind of just go from there. So yeah, that's all my battle cards. In terms of extras, we're not doing anything too crazy. We got 2 and 2 of the Scissors Paper Rock and the Kamehameha Full Power. Sometimes, depending on the matchup, especially like Cell, like Red Cell in the beginning, plays a lot of 1-costs and 2-costs usually in the first 3 turns of the game. So having this card allows you to just remove those 18s and 17s on the board to kind of prevent Cell from being able to do his plays on turn 4. So it slows Cell down just a little bit. Then we got 2 Tri-Beams. I removed Sleepy Boy Technique for Tri-Beams just because Tri-Beam seems to be more consistent. And then on the off chance that like we get the double strike out and we need to remove like 2 bodies that are a little troublesome, we can play double strike and then use 2 of these for free and remove 2 bodies on board. So it's very helpful. And then I incorporated Thundershock Surprise. I don't know if I had any matches in this showcase where I utilized this, but this is basically in the deck because it replaces itself in hand, and then it stuns a opponent's attack. So on off the double striker, this card allows you to draw 2 and then freeze 2, which is pretty good. And then obviously this card I think works a lot better with wider boards than not, but yeah, I mean, it's in here just on the off chance that we run into something crazy. So with that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so today's first match is going to be up against Trunks. Trunks, I don't want to say that Trunks is in any way, like, bad or anything, but losing Pilaf, I think, hurt Trunks the most. So going into this, I was not 100% sure like how good like Trunks was actually going to be. Let me move my camera here just so you guys can see my hand. Yeah, I don't know how good Trunks was going to be in this particular matchup just because he lost Pilaf. Obviously, every single swing that he's going to throw into us, we are absolutely going to just take. I am in no way like willing to like play the long game like he is. He cannot play the long game like he used to be able to. So, when it comes to that, I am not concerned whatsoever. So, anyway, but yeah, Kid Goku, I mean, it's pretty standard fare in terms of how we go about and approach this deck. He uses Zamasu, so what I ended up doing is I ended up playing, I drew that, which was fantastic. Playing Girin to then do cross-arm dive, to then play a Jackie Chun out. Perfectly okay with that. And then I passed, got a draw. I'm at 10 cards already. I still am not fully awakened. But he sickled. And he chose not to awaken me. So that really slows him down. Which at that point, we just go double monkey. We go double monkey. And we just throw hands. I don't need to awaken right now. I'm sitting at 9 cards in hand. He decided to swing into the Great Ape, which I don't think is which is something he should not have done. If he didn't have Sickle, then I'm assuming that this was like the best prop play that he could probably do. But unfortunately, he used Sickle on one Jackie Chun, so probably was not worth doing that for that turn. Probably would have been better to just use Sickle going into that turn where I played double 8, but yep. So we're just swinging away. There's a cross-arm dive Jackie Chun to put Jackie Chun back out. Get another swing into him. Get a draw. Another cross-arm dive if we want to do that next turn. And at this point, he's like really focused on just clearing my board. And now he's down to 5 cards in hand, which is a little rough, so... And I don't necessarily care about the Gohan that's on board either, because we got Tri-Beam as well. So Tri-Beam is just going to clear him off board, completely remove him. And we're just going to keep drawing and walling up. Yeah, now we got a board, and he does not. We have a defensive wall that we can use on the board and not go out of our hand. He Zenos, chooses to pass. I think this is where we get a Mayan. Yeah, we get a Mayan here. Yep, so we Mai that down. We do another TN combo. Use the cross-arm dive. Or not, because he knew he was going to get bottom deck probably. So, but that's fine too, because we just decided to go in, get another 30k swing in, try to get him down to 2 life. He chose not to do that. And now we're so prepared for whatever's coming our way. He plays double strike, and yeah, it's just, yeah, he wasn't gonna, he wasn't winning that particular match at that point. Just played too slow of a game. So, but yeah, I guess he was just hoping that we didn't have double striker. So, and he got it. So, yeah, so that was the first game. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so the next match is going to be up against Baby. Now, Baby ended up winning the regional over the past weekend, which was very surprising. I mean, Baby and Black in general, I think, have a decent matchup into into yellow decks as a whole. But I think the way that the Baby deck was kind of built, you can look up the actual build itself. It wasn't really anything too special. It was kind of more of like a generic black deck, which I guess just goes to show you that the generic black stuff actually is like really solid like support. So he only had like what? He had 4 of the Brainwash Trunkses, 3 of the Brainwash Gotens, and then some Great Apes, and that was really it in terms of like his package. It wasn't even the Rildo stuff. So, but yeah, entire name of the game here. We're just bottom decking as much as we possibly can. I decided to put him down to 5 just because I wanted to be able to awaken. Yep, so he's going to swing at my face. He's going to combo. I decided to defend this just a little bit, just because I want to be able to have some extra pressure if he's not going to swing at my face. Yeah, we're just defending this. And I think I messed up here because I didn't want to necessarily have him get the marker up, so I used 2 energy just to get rid of the 2 cost. Push him down to 3. He's only got 6 cards in hand. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, what's the possibility of him being able to, like, KO me in the next turn or 2, just because he's at 5 cards. So he Great Ape Babies into another Rildo. He does decide to just go face. And crazily enough, he was able to get 2 Rildos out on the board, which is pretty insane. So, but he did swing with 1, and I think that was his biggest. That was the biggest problem he could have. He should not have done that. Yep, so we decided to combo up. We're going to get some big-time swings in here. I decide to go to 40. He goes down to 1. He decides to block this, and then I decide to go all in with the monkey. Get rid of cross-arm dive. Use full power. Go up to 60. And he had what? 45. Yeah, he if he had supers, he would have been able to like probably get out of that with ease, but he did not. So just didn't work out for him in that particular matchup, and it was relatively close. I've always loved Baby. Baby's always a fun deck. So on to the next one. All right, so this next match is up against I think this was Super Boo? No, it was Kid Boo. Okay, I had to remember. They both use the same like front side model and everything. So, but yeah. So in this particular matchup, I feel like it can be a little hard just because everything that you're playing can be wrested down by the Boo. Which just is what it is. We're not going to be able to get to effectively cross-arm dive all the time, so we decided just to keep our hand size big. Got a super combo from that, so that was pretty good. And then obviously we got to deal with the barrier stuff. I will say the barrier bobbity stuff is so super egregious. It's super annoying to have to deal with. And we got all 4 monkeys, which is insane. So clearly we are not, we're not getting the stuff we need. And we're just going to do what we absolutely can to just make sure his board stays clear. And I was trying to go for a cross-arm dive there, but unfortunately there was just no way to... we just didn't pull what we needed. So, yep, he's just going to block stuff. And I'm just swinging into him just to try and get some cards out of hand, because he might just take some stuff from life. Got a super, so that worked out fine. We still draw a card, so it was almost as if we didn't pull anything out of hand. And this is where the trouble card comes in. A lot of the times where I have issues going into this deck, it's the matter of I can't necessarily remove this card off the board in any way. Like right now, we don't have any tri-beams. We have one in the drop which we can use, which I don't remember if we did that or not. Did we do that? I don't know. Well, let's play in. I'm trying to remember. I think we did the TN combo here. And once again, we're just okay. That's what happened. So I was going to try. What was going to happen was I was going to do the TN combo to get Tri-Beam back and bounce that back. And in hindsight, I probably should have still did that. But now that he blocked that, now we can kind of go into face or into this Majin Buu Evil and just kind of just go in. Yep, so he took the crit. Then we get rid of the other TN, cross-arm dive for Jackie Chun. Then we play out Jackie Chun, swing into his Buu one more time just to get more cards out of his hand. And now he's got a board that he has to deal with. I let the 4-cost TN go, the 20k TN go, because obviously there's just no point. And I try to defend my board as much as possible because we want to try and clear his board as much as possible. And yep, so we're just going to have to do what we can. And now that he got rid of his blocker, I'm just going to start swinging at his board as best I can. But the problem then stems from the fact that we are 4 cards in hand. Maybe I was a little too defensive of Jackie Chun. Maybe I shouldn't have kept him on board or defended as much as I should have. But our problem now stems from the fact that we have a double striker. We have a means of being able to... like, get him there. But we have to get rid of a super combo just to be able to get this off, which sucks. So, was not really the biggest fan of that particular idea. And maybe I probably should have done it because then we would have drawn 2 cards. Maybe we would have gotten another super combo. But, yeah, I didn't want to necessarily... I didn't want to necessarily have to deal with it, so... And, of course, we drew a dead card in hand. We were able to get out of the double striker, so I was hoping he didn't have another double striker. But he did end up having another double striker with about... Yeah, with 25 combo. Yeah. So... sometimes it just is what it is. Sometimes it just does not work out the way that you want. Maybe there was one or two little things I could have done differently in that matchup, but I think considering the circumstances, I think I did okay there, even if it resulted in a loss. So, yeah, let's get on to the next one. All right, so this next match is going to be up against Daima Goku. Daima Goku, it's a bit of a shame. Like, I'm sitting here running Kid Goku and I'm talking about how good and how fun this deck is. The reality of the situation, though, and I'll probably do another video on it, just kind of talking about it. The regional results in terms of like the play, how many of it shows you like the ratios of all the decks that were played at the regional. Unfortunately, it's a little sad. There was no blue present in the top 32. There was no blue present in the top 32, and it's unfortunate. That blue is now back in a state where I don't even want to say it's in a state where like it can't succeed or can't be good. Like I don't want to say it's set 1 blue. Set 1 blue kind of is bad, but yeah, set 1 blue is kind of bad. So I don't want to say that like Kid Goku or anything is like at that same point, but you know, it's not. The regional results kind of speak for itself, you know. It's like it's just people without peel-off don't really want to run blue, so it's a little unfortunate. We'll do another separate video. Anyway, back to the match here. So, yeah. So the name of this game is literally just keep his board clear. We do not want to be dealing with anything that's able to swing at us multiple times over the course of a couple turns. So yeah, he played out like the pansy. We ended up removing it with the Kid Goku, and once again we're just gonna keep clearing board. Yeah, I think I go for the cross-arm dive play. Yep, play out the monkey. Then we bounce that back, play out Jackie Chun. Yep. So that way we can get a draw. Yep, so he lowered us down, so here I'm just going to take all these hits. I'm going to do everything that I can to take all these hits. And he had to think about it for a second. Yep, and we just swing a face. We go to 2, or he goes to 2, which, by the way, against this deck, you never want to try to go to 2, because Double Striker is just that crazy. So yeah, that was definitely not the play. He should have tried to at least defend all of my swings to an extent, not just taking it. Because now we can double strike, we can pop our ability to get rid of a 5 combo, and we can combo everything that's on the board. Just go all in. And at best, we can go to about 170. At worst, it's 150. And we, unfortunately, because it always works that way, we got the worst amount of combo power. So, but he can only get to 100. So, just, yeah, again, it's just, like, against blue, like with this deck and this double striker, never go to 2. Don't let your opponent take you to 2. All right, let's go into the last one. All right, our last matchup of today's video is going to be against Red Cell. The guy who was able to get me to 34th at the regional. Cell's really good. Cell is really, really good. His package all around is completely solid. There's not a single thing that I think that needs to be adjusted in this deck outside of, at worst, or at best, maybe, like, I kind of wish the SR was maybe a double striker, but outside of that, like, I don't think, and maybe that would have made it a little too strong with its crazy effects, so. So yeah, this particular matchup, I did face this matchup in my regionals. This was my 5th match, where I played Cell and I played against the Kid Goku, and it didn't really work out in the same exact vein. It more so was like, in that particular matchup, it was a matter of, okay, because I run double striker in my Cell, so it was like, okay, we're gonna maximize. It's like we're gonna maximize the amount of we're gonna try and go for like double strike, and like if I can get to double strike before he can get to double strike and have more combo power than he does, then that's gonna be the thing that kind of determines this match. Because that's what it kind of came down to. Because like I got down to 2 life before he was able to play out a double striker, and I was like, okay, well I need to end it here, otherwise like his double striker is just gonna overpower me. So, but he's doing a good job here of just completely keeping the board clear. Yep, I utilize this, and I think I cross-arm dive into a Goku. Yeah, I think I cross-arm dive into a Goku. Yep. Completely remove the 17 off the board. Did it a little out of sequence just because... I didn't awaken, but... Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do cross-arm dive anyway, so... But yeah, we got the top draw. We got Jackie Chun, so we play out Jackie Chun. Go for an extra swing. When it comes to this matchup, like the only way that you're really able to like outpace, you just need to outpace Cell completely. Like you can't let him like do his Cell chain. You can't let him. You just gotta do what you can to kind of remove it. So, but he seems to be this guy seems to be doing it a lot on his own. So now he's completely reset my board. And now I think we're just going to double monkey. We're going to double monkey. But we are a little thin in hand, so I was trying to get a little aggressive with him. Luckily, we have a lot of 10Ks and some supers. But now we see that we're going to get the... I thought we were going to get a Cell chain, but... Clearly not. He's going to minus off the... Yep, he's going to minus off 1 monkey, so we're not going to get a draw off of that. But we are going to get a draw off of this one being KO'd, so... I was perfectly okay with that. So I decided to get the scissors, paper, rock just to be able to get the extra little double strike power. And I think here, like, this is a risky move, I think, on my part. I think I do double strike here, and I go for... I think I do the scissors, paper, rock. I think in my head, I was like, all right, well... In my head, I was like, when you're up against blue, you don't want to go down to 1 because they can just go... They could just pop off and go crazy. So here I thought maybe he would, like, he would give me, like, 2 supers, or a couple supers, and, like, just kind of block out of this. But he ended up taking it. But we were relatively able to stabilize, so we got a good like turn. We got a good card that we can play out turn 2. We can charge something. We could swing a couple times with this. We could cheat this out for 2. We can play that out for 4 next turn. And I thought about incorporating this. Incorporating this Android 18 into my build as well, but. Yep, so he swings for 50, 60. He comboed a super combo. So that kind of was telling, but we also just drew a super combo. So he just kept... And this is where, like, I feel like... This is where... I don't know if he was running it in the deck. No, this guy was not running it in the deck. This is where I think instant transmission actually goes an extremely long way. Because... He played out 3 Cell Juniors, and if he instant transmissioned instead of comboing 10, like I would have had to take like I would have either had to combo 2 cards, or I would have had to take the hit. So, but he just kept playing Cell Juniors, which isn't the wrong play, which isn't a bad play. It's extra pressure, but yeah. And then he had 2 dead cards in hand here, so yeah, it was just he. it was just, if he had better stuff that he could have used with those Cell Juniors, I think it would have been enough to actually get over and actually beat me there, but it just didn't work out that way. So, but yeah, let's wrap up the video. So that's going to do it for today's Fusion World video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Kid Goku down below in the comments section. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that Blue is in the situation that it is again. I've always liked Blue decks. I still like Blue decks. It's just a matter of, like, they lost a very crucial piece of the puzzle, and I think that does kind of hurt it in the long run, and especially when you got yellow being the top color right now in the game. Red is not far behind with a lot of the new Cell stuff. I mean, green's relatively consistent. Like, it's just, yeah, there's just so many, like, different, like, there's better stuff to be playing than Blue right now, and it's just a little unfortunate. But Kid Goku's fun. I hope that Blue gets a... I hope Blue, and like by set 7, gets some really solid, like, support, so that way, like, Blue can kind of stand out again. But maybe let's not go crazy with another peel-off situation, right? Just give us generic Blue stuff that allows Blue to kind of play the game, and then we can just kind of go from there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe for more Fusion World content, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.